Welcome back. This is Game Week 3 review show. How's everyone doing? I mean, I'm smiling, but everyone knows how I'm doing.
Yeah,
Kevin, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic, man. The perfect way to end the weekend.
Of course you are. Man pulled up in his jersey.
Yeah,
First
yeah,
time to wear his
yeah.
jersey.
First time. For the first time.
I had to, I had to.
Alright.
Maybe next time I'll buy the new one and then pull up in that.
Okay, well, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Uh, I mean, I'm as happy as I can be. Like
Ah,
just,
that's cool.
I'm as happy as I can be. There's not much I can do about that. It was a good game.
Good to
It
hear.
was a good game that was won by Worldy, and like, I've seen the game over, and I still maintain the same stand. It was just a game determined by a world class free kick. That was it.
You sound a bit more humble compared to Thursday's session. Sound a bit
I mean, like,
humble.
there's nothing else. Like, what's there not to be humble about? My predictions was borderline accurate. I knew Liverpool wouldn't be able to score. Like, I was so sure about that. I knew like Liverpool were not going to score, but then I didn't expect Liverpool's defense to step up that much. Like, look at how you were slating Konate earlier last week, and just for him to come and
Talking of
drop a
the
world
yeah.
class performance. And then Konate went out, and then Joe Gomez decided to come on and just show out and remind everybody that he's still present.
Yep.
Like, I was raving about Gomez in, I think it was the match reaction. I was raving about Gomez, and I was telling Larry about how he came on and he was more aggressive, and
Yeah.
Larry was like, "Oh, it doesn't make any difference. Konate was good." I wasn't trying to slick Konate, but the way Joe Gomez came on in that game, it was demonic.
Yeah.
And then I later now found out that in the small time Joe Gomez spent on the pitch, he won the most duels, made the most
Yep.
clearances of the entire game in that small time that he
Yeah,
was on the
like 10,
pitch
15
for.
minutes. Yeah.
Exactly. So like it was obvious what I was saying, that he actually was more aggressive. Like Konate was world class, don't get me wrong. But then Gomez just came on and somehow it was like on a higher level than what Konate gave. So it's like
Yeah.
it was just different. So
Yeah.
like things like that are just what just made the difference.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think the difference between Konate and Gomez was all those aerial duels. If you noticed with Konate, it's like he let the ball go over him rather than actually attacking
deal with
it.
them.
Deal
Yeah.
with them. But when Gomez came, Gomez was actually dealing with all those
Nah,
aerial balls.
I saw it like immediately, Gomez came on. It was first thread, second thread, third one. I'm like, this guy is onto something, and he just showed out completely. So yeah,
Yeah,
all things aside, it was a very good game. Like, it was a very very good game. I don't think I've seen Liverpool's attack that nullified ever since I've been watching football. This present age Liverpool, I don't think I've ever seen that attack being that nullified. I read something about Liverpool creating the Liverpool has not created lower than 0.5 xg at Anfield since 2001. Like, that far back, it's like the game was just very good. Arsenal's attack too was nothing to write home about either, and it was due to a Liverpool's defense that we had said was shaky all season long, and like the two teams just showed out. And another thing I want to squash right on is people that from onset just cast their mind to the fact that, oh, they are used to seeing Merino play a a CM rather than a creative midfielder. They just saw the lineup and it's like, oh, Ateta is being conservative and is going there to defend. That, like, Liverpool was more cautious than Arsenal was yesterday, and Liverpool was at home. Liverpool was not missing any of their starters. Arsenal went there without any of their starters, and Liverpool was still the like extra conservative side. Like, this is not slating Liverpool or not giving credit to them. It's just a thing of if you are going to slay Ateta for being conservative, you should be doing the same thing to Slot as well. Who is in a place to actually take more risks? He's not having to, like, apart from Frimpong not playing, he's not having to change anything in his regular lineup. He has his full starters. He's playing at home. Yes, he was conservative as well, but somehow Ateta is the one that got the slate for that. And what is worse is the Arsenal fans encouraging it too, because Arsenal fans are the ones championing the he's not taking risk. And I've heard Arsenal fans say things like, oh, they are happy that the unbeaten run against the top six is over just because we're being conservative in big games. It doesn't work that way. Like, we've not lost against big teams over 1,000 days. Like, that technique works for a reason. The way Ateta chooses to play works for a reason. Something that has worked for over 2 years. You can't just wake up because one day we lose to a world-class free kick, and next thing you want to say is you want to question how they are taking these games and whatnot. Those are the things I would not stand for.
Okay, so
Yes.
one of the things I want to mention about this matter is, first of all, I feel the game was approached in a risk adverse manner.
So did Liverpool too.
When I'm talking about Arsenal, I try my best not to look too deeply into their team. Most of the things I try to do is introspection, right? Liverpool did not play well. I'm not saying that they played great and they were, no. I'm looking at us, right? I feel like one of the things that you mentioned, saying, oh yes, we need to build the left side 8, that is left leg, the right side 8, left leg. If we wanted to do that, we had a right side 8. I mean, according to what we've been told, is that one area is the right side 8.
Have you had the time to watch the game over? Have you had time to watch the game over?
No, I haven't actually.
If you can, just try to watch the game over and watch how many times Merino had to coordinate Madueke in the press. Just watch how many times Merino had to be telling Madueke what to do. You think one area can do that?
Whether we rationalize it, because that's what this is rationalizing it. There's a reason why Ateta played Merino. I'm not arguing that, right? But you cannot question people that say match was risk adverse, because it wasn't just about the lineup, right? The lineup was set up to control. I knew that, right? But it doesn't change the fact that it was set up to be risk adverse. It's not a bad thing.
You do understand that if you take every Arsenal player and compare them to their counterparts in Liverpool, the Arsenal player had more touches in Liverpool's half than the Liverpool player. You can check the touch map. And so if you are saying Arsenal is more risk averse, why are you not saying that about Liverpool too?
Say Arsenal was more risk averse. I'm not saying about Liverpool because Liverpool is not my team.
I think
It's not about
both
Liverpool.
teams. I think both teams set up not to lose.
So
I think
hold
both
on.
teams set up not to lose.
What I want to point out is, if Liverpool are setting up not to lose, why do you think Arsenal should be the one to stretch for their hands when they are away and they are the ones that are starting with less 3 men in their lineup?
Well,
Like,
for me,
from my from yeah. I mean, from my perspective, I don't see anything wrong in how Arsenal approached the game. I think both Arne Slot and Ateta both came to cancel each other out. I think if the game had ended 0-0, both of them would have been saying, okay, good game. You guys
That's what
executed
I'm
the
trying.
plan
That's everything I'm
well.
trying to point out.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
also
think.
don't agree with the fact that people are saying Ateta came to
he
defend.
was he
I
was
mean,
risk adverse. That's like,
Wait.
but it was from both teams. It was from both teams. Both teams were risk averse. Even me as a Liverpool fan, I didn't really enjoy so many
Like,
aspects of that
what
game.
I'm trying to point out here,
Mm.
is, if Arsenal is being risk averse, right? How do you, like, if Liverpool is being risk averse and Arsenal is trying not to be risk adverse, how do you not see Arsenal being cut open easily like that? Like, let's imagine we try to not go risk adverse and we end up losing 4-0. What do you think it does to us? What do you think it does to our confidence?
no, that's just confidence as well. But imagine you decide not to go into it and you win 1-0.
It doesn't see Hilary. He can play on both sides. Yes, it takes a moment of magic to win the game, and Liverpool had it. That's just fairs, GGs. Everybody move on from there. Like, no need to be saying, oh, we could have done this better. There was nothing we could have done better. We just did not win. That's fine. We move from there. Like, I don't, like, we can't be the one to say we want to be
Let me ask you,
extra.
do you think Ateta would not have felt like there's something could have done better?
Larry, all those things are just the only thing that we could have done differently was bring Eze on earlier. That's the only thing I would have said we should have done better. That the
How about
only
starting
thing.
him? You don't think starting him would have
No, I don't think starting him would have worked. No, because you can't just throw a player in Anfield and expect him to have his debut game. No. Also, there's the part where there's a part where there's a Martinelli that did not play the last game, and the explanation must have been you're going to play at Anfield. Like, there's no reason why he did not play against Leeds other than the fact that Trossard missed a lot of our preseason and needed to get minutes as well. So that was Martinelli sacrificing. Like, starting throwing Eze into the lineup, it does worse to Martinelli's confidence. It doesn't do him any favors. Now that he has played and he has done nonsense, he can easily drop him and he's justified to do that. Like, the other things
That makes sense.
that contribute to all these things, there are a lot of things that contribute to these things. It's not just like straight chop and just run things.
But
It's
what,
not.
like I said, like what I'm trying to tell you, and I keep on telling you, is whether or not you can rationalize it, it doesn't change. There's rationale behind. I'm not saying he did it because he's a coward. I'm saying he did it because he felt that was the best way for him to win the match.
And I agree that I still agree that's the best way for him to win the match. Iliri, again, I repeat, we would have gotten something from that match, if not from a moment. This is one of the reasons why I will never be a result-based analyst ever in my life. Because take out that free kick, that game ends 0-0, and nobody is saying jack shit about what anybody's saying right now.
I actually do agree, especially from a
Like,
Liverpool
take out
perspective.
that free kick away from that game, nobody says any extra shit. Like, look at all the stats. Everything is Arsenal's favor. Everything is in Arsenal's favor apart from the scoreline. Like, there's very little they could have done to affect that.
But just to add something, everything is in
You do.
Arsenal's favor, but
I'm not
it's not
even.
in.
I'm not. I don't.
Everything was in Arsenal's favor, but not in the sense that Arsenal should have won.
No, no,
Not in
no,
that
no. If
sense.
you watch the match ratings, I said I never said Arsenal deserved to win. All I
Exactly. I
said
just want
was
to point that
Arsenal
out
didn't deserve to win. They didn't deserve to lose either. So have
because
Liverpool as well.
in the second half, I mean, you guys had the best first half, but in the second half, I think we totally nullified you guys
I,
up until we
I, I
scored.
analyzed that to Illyria as
Yeah.
well. The game was like this. In minutes 1 to 10 was all Liverpool. It was all
Mm.
Liverpool. They had all the possession, albeit that like they couldn't exactly break Arsenal down. But the ball was Liverpool's to do whatever they wanted. From minute 10 to the end of first half, it was all Arsenal. It was all
I
Arsenal
agree.
from that point. Then from beginning of first half up until like the 70th, 75 minutes, it was
After
all
we scored.
Liverpool. No,
Yeah.
it was before he scored even. Before he scored. It was before he scored. Like up until like immediately his subs settled, Arsenal took on the game from there. Then you scored. By the time he scored, Arsenal was already in control of the game because I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it was my housemate that was telling him that there was a point where somebody was injured in your team. Somebody was injured. I can't remember. Maybe it was Verse or something. I was
No,
telling
Vert's injury came after the goal. Vert's
I was
injury
telling
came after the
somebody
goal,
that this injury is tactics.
which was after the goal too.
I was telling the person that this injury is probably tactics. That Arsenal is already in control of this game, and this injury is going to just slow us down. Then shortly after the free kick, and then the goal, then there was all Arsenal from there. So like it was like you don't expect Arsenal to come to Anfield and have entire control of the game. The game went as it should have gone. It was like there was going to be a point where Liverpool would have to be on top of the game, no matter what. What was important was if they were able to break Arsenal down, and they were not exactly able to break Arsenal down. Like, again, I repeat it. I'm not going to be result-based analysis defined because there's no point of it. If you take out that goal from that game, nobody's going to be feeling the way they are feeling. And sometimes I can understand the bitter taste in people's mouths when they feel that way. It's not as if I don't have a bitter taste in my mouth too. But I can see past the result. Because I do understand that, like, that kind of goal, you just have to doff your heart and just say GG's, like, kudos.
Yeah. I also think
And
like
just let it go. Like, there's just have to let it go and just let it be for what it is. Nothing anybody could have done differently. Like, even to the point where I was talking to somebody yesterday when I went out, and the first thing the person said is, "You can't afford Zubimendi." He doesn't even he doesn't know me. He doesn't we don't talk that much and stuff. And the first thing he said was, "You can't afford Zubimendi." I'm like, "Oh no no no!" Like, I'm not faulting him because that distance is where you will take fouls just to get a free kick because you don't think anybody wants to hit it from there.
mm,
Like, those are the kind of distances where you take the yellow cards for the team. That's what they say. Take foul the person as far as the post from you. Those are the distances you refer to. But the goal happened that you just have to duff your heart and move. So yeah.
Okay, one thing that actually really matters in the end is results. So, Damien, how are you feeling about the result of the game?
I mean, obviously, I mean, when we did our preview on Thursday, I was saying it's going to be like a 2-2 game because I was
Yeah.
also worried about our defense. But I think it's not really a case of our defense was solid. I think it was just a case of Arsenal did not really give our defenders a lot of questions to answer. I feel that that's it because I remember
What do
watching
you
the
think that's
Bournemouth
down
game.
to? What's that
I
down
think
to?
it's still all down to how Arsenal approach the game because Arsenal were very conservative and risk averse, same as Liverpool. But the thing is, this is how Arsenal have always approached their big games. Now you say, okay, they all their big 6 games, they've not lost in days or 1,000 days or whatever. But how did they approach those games? I remember watching Spurs last season away when you guys were away. You guys scored that header and you know you didn't do anything anymore. Spurs were controlling the game and you guys were just sitting in your mid block or low block throughout the game. So this is all us now always approach this type of games. And that's one of the reasons why they didn't score. I feel like Bournemouth and Newcastle put more pressure on our defense than Arsenal. So it's not necessarily a case of our defense stepped up. I think it's just more of a case of
Nah,
Arsenal didn't just give us.
I do think it's because I'm not
Nah,
saying you're wrong.
the
I'm
only
not
the
saying
only
you're
shot on
wrong.
targets you guys had was from a corner in the first half.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Madueke. That's the only shot on target you guys had in the
I was
first
just saying
half.
it. Yeah.
And it came from a corner. So you guys tactics was is the same thing. Try and score from a
So
corner and get
how
the
do I
crowd
explain
going.
this now? How do I explain this? Again, you saying that Arsenal's attack is not or like as good. It's not what it is compared to saying Liverpool's defense stepped up. It's actually quite the opposite. Like, look at the amount of lapses in concentration that we've pointed out for Konate in the last 2 games. How many do you say he did in this last game?
But how many transitions did you guys have in this game at all?
Do you think your team played in a way that will allow transitions?
You guys had one where Martinelli
Do
just ran and did nothing with it.
do do you
I swear,
think your team?
if you guys wanted, you guys could have had more. That's what I feel. If you guys wanted, you guys would have had more.
No.
I do agree with that.
I've
There
watched.
were chances though. There were chances for transitions to happen that we slowed down. I
I
do
feel
agree,
so
and this
too.
is one of the reasons why I said the risk adverse thing. I think there were passes that could have been that on a normal day we would have made, right? I
But
think,
and that's how Arsenal approach these
and
big
that's
6 games, and
yeah,
that's why you
and
guys
that's
have not lost in
and
so
one thing
many
I always try to
days.
point out, right, is that in the end, yeah, the style you choose to unify does not. It's not a. To me, it's a credit to you because you know you can use that style and you relied on it. But it won't change us calling the style what the style is. It was risk adverse. And that was one thing I want to tell you, KY. You said, oh yes, we're used to Mario playing DM and all. But if you look at like the attribute list of these players in these positions, right? One of Merino's key attributes, right, or the things that you pointed out that Merino was brought into the game for, is actually a defensive one. Even though the left side, our right side
Press.
plays,
I said it
yes,
was the
it's
press.
defensive now.
So
Yes,
wait,
that's
did you realize that? You realize that Merino played the same role Odegaard would play, and he had the same
yes,
hit map Odegaard would have had if he was playing.
yes,
Like, the
yes.
same
But
thing
the
Odegaard does
player
is what Merino
ability
did.
also matters. Players'
But you
ability
do
also
realize that
matters.
Merino can do this, right? Because Merino, right from his Roche Sedai days, can play as a camp, can play as a CM, can play as a CDM. Just because he can play all these roles doesn't mean that Like, I feel like you are judging him based on what you are accustomed to.
Exactly, on a normal day, where would Merino be playing? He won't be playing right side 8. He won't.
Again,
He'll play the other side.
But the thing is, this is not a game to bring in Waneri. Waneri was not going to do anything in this
Yes,
game.
see, the thing is, I had, see, what me, I looked at was, the reason why I mentioned Waneri is because you, like the coach, had mentioned that Waneri is Odegaard's son, right? But Waneri was not the only person that could play right side 8 on the bench.
who else?
Eze was on the bench.
I've told you that Eze cannot play right side. I've told you he cannot. Number one, he cannot lead that press. There is no way you are going to burden him with leading that press on his debut at Anfield. It doesn't make any sense. Secondly, that right-handed 8 would not function well if it is not a left footer that is there. Like, there's so many things involved with that. Also, and finally, the one that occupies everything is the way that the person in that right 8 coordinates our press. You cannot give that entire thing to Eze, to Andrew. Like, that right 8 is very important to everything that we do. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I've explained it to you again. Eze plays as a traditional 10. Yes. Not like the kind of 10 we play is not the regular 10 that has access to the entire midfield, where he's like a free roll and he can play like from one side to the other. The kind of 10 we play is restricted to the right hand side. He rarely operates from the left. So like all of these things are like, there are different aspects to the game. You can't just expect him to throw again. I'm going to say this again. This thing is not FM or it's not FIFA. It's not about what you think. That there are other things that attribute to these things. You cannot just expect Eze to come and make his debut in the 10. A position that is not accustomed to at all. Like, no now.
What about Odegaard?
He has not trained the entire week.
I like.
So wait, are you saying just because he can make the bench, he should just start?
If he can make the bench, right? And it's not like he had it was a shoulder. I think it was a shoulder injury, right? It was a shoulder injury. It's not like he had like a leg stump that is still healing or something like that.
You do understand that he needs his shoulder to run too, right?
If he was not good enough to play, he won't have been on the bench.
Hilary, he has only trained once. If he has only trained once, they have these policies, Hilary. They have these policies for a reason. What's the point? Wait. It's not about rationale, Hilary. What's the point? What's the point of rushing him to play when we have other people we can trust on the bench?
But could we actually trust them?
Wait, so did Merino do a bad job?
I'm not saying he did a bad job, but could we actually trust them on the people on the bench?
I don't understand. I've asked you now. Merino is the person that is supposed to start. And the person that started. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. If, for example, let's change the opponent. If we're playing, let's even try and give you like a big opponent. If we're playing Crystal Palace, would Merino have started?
Why would you compare Crystal Palace to Liverpool?
I'm giving you a big enough threat now. I'm trying to tell you that the reason why Arteta did that was because he was trying to avoid
Hilary, the burden on coordinating a press against Liverpool and the burden of coordinating a press against Crystal Palace, they are the same thing now, right?
It doesn't have to be the same, but I'm trying to let you know that it is the nature of the game that makes Arteta become risk adverse. It's not about.
It's not. See, Hilary, while we are saying.
But this is your style. What do you mean, Digo? This is your style. Like I said, this is how you guys approach all these big games.
No, but what I'm trying to tell you, when I say our style, I know how we play on a normal day, right?
Hilary,
But this is how you guys play against big systems.
Hilary, the coach lined up with what he thought was best. Can you live with that?
I'm not like I can do it.
Exactly. No, Allah. We can move on from it. Because we spent almost 30 minutes now talking about
It's my
like
own
just Liverpool versus
my own
Arsenal.
duty to what do you call it? It's my own duty to speak on it how I feel, which is what I'm doing, right?
No wahala. No
Speaking on how I
wahala.
feel, I'm saying what I feel is the truth. I don't have any animosity towards Ateta. I don't really.
Okay.
I just need
No
us to
wahala.
be good, play good football, and see what comes of it.
But
That's
the
my
thing
own.
is this. The thing is this. Yeah, if you guys had scored one of those your corners, and you guys had won 1-0, we won't be here talking about risk
No, but
averse.
do you know what it is?
That's why I'm telling you that I will never engage in result-based analysis ever. I will never engage in result-based analysis ever.
Every single time we do stuff like that, KY can. I'm not. I admitted that this has been a style that has worked for him for a while. It has worked for him for a while, but
Yeah.
it didn't work this time, right?
But you guys are
Where
complaining about it. Something that has worked for over 2 years.
but even when you
Over 2 years.
I used to say it now. It's not like it's today that I started saying these things that I'm saying. I didn't just start saying them. Do you understand?
Okay.
So even when it worked, I mentioned these things. Me saying it now is not different.
No.
That's why how me I see it. It was just adverse. It's fine. It didn't work this time. It is fine. It's just the third game of the season. I'm not dooming and glooming over it. But
I
it's what it
believe you.
is. It doesn't change it. The rationale
I
doesn't
believe
change
you.
it. It happened. Do you understand? Well, three games into the season, nobody's going to win the league on the third day of the season. It doesn't show who wins
Yeah.
the league. It doesn't. There's a long way to go in the season. Obviously, you want to beat your rivals. You have to take points from your rivals. You want to do that. That's 3 points from your rivals is big. It's always big, but doesn't mean you win the season because of it. Simple. Anyways, do you guys have anything else to say about that game, or we can move on to the other games of the week?
Just one thing for me. I think Vet's performance. I mean, it was. I'll say a little bit above mid, but it is better than what we saw in the last two games. And I mentioned on Thursday that
Yes, yes.
his performance would be one of the surprise, and like I'm just so happy that he stepped up and actually played longer than normal. I think he played like over close to 80 minutes. So yeah, that performance, I think is the start of something new for him. I think it's going to give him that
You
confidence.
hope he is. It is.
I hope it is. I hope it is because we're playing Burnley next. Hopefully that will be like hopefully because Burnley they're not a team that sits back. They always want to try to play. So hopefully that will be another game where he can maybe finally score. But yeah, doesn't add that part.
0-0 for sure.
Anyways, KY, how about you? Do you have anything else to add?
No, nothing new, man. It was a very good game, to be honest. I didn't think Annie Slaughter did to him to be as conservative as that. And it showed a lot of maturity, if you ask me. Like,
Yeah,
it showed a whole lot of maturity. Like, I had to just give him credit for that. I didn't think he was going to be conservative at all. Never seen that from him. And I mean, I've not watched him. I won't come and lie that maybe I was watching him when he was in Dutch league. But at least the entire last year, not once did I think and still adjusted how like high up the field he wants to be. So it
yeah.
was it was really good.
I think the game against City last season, the away game where we won 2-0, it was quite similar to this, where we literally gave City all the ball and we just sat back and hit them on the counter. Our first goal from a corner, second goal was counter attack.
Yeah,
But apart
yeah.
from that, I can't really see or think of much games where we actually you know, focused on defending first before, doing anything
Yeah,
in
during the
attack.
game, I really wished I was not an Arsenal or Liverpool fan.
Yeah, same here,
I'll have enjoyed the game a
man.
lot better.
So yeah,
I'll have
uh,
enjoyed the game a lot better. It was a tactical masterclass from both coaches.
yeah,
It was
for
good,
sure.
and the free kick from Soboza as well. Mamma mia, it was
He
good.
always had it in his locker.
No, normal.
Yeah,
Just Trent was not letting the boy shine.
exactly. He even mentioned it in his
Yeah,
post-game interview.
it's crazy.
Okay,
Yeah.
moving on to another title rival, and I'm sure Liverpool actually had the best weekend this weekend, honestly, like on and off the pitch because Brighton beat Man City 2-1. Speak on
It was
it.
crazy.
Speak on
It was crazy.
it.
Because I did wake up. I did wake up early to watch that match. I think it was like 7 a.m. my time. It was
Yeah,
on Sunday,
7.
right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
Sunday. Yeah.
it was 7 a.m. my time. I woke up and first of all, I saw Alan miss a number of uncharacteristic like finishing,
Misses, yeah.
like chances. He missed
Mm.
them, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Then he snatched that dash goal. I'm like, okay, that's the Alan I know. Like then the goals will start pouring in now. Then Oslab, what was his name? Brighton's coach
Mm.
made 4 changes. I'm like,
Yeah,
what's
that was a
going on
boss
here?
move.
4 changes at once. Damn. All of a sudden, City didn't have the ball anymore. All of a sudden, Mintel was dribbling here and there. All of a sudden, penalty. All of a sudden, another goal. Nah, nah. Nah,
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was crazy. Like
That second one was
he completely maneuvered the game from Pep. And no, that was one of the first times I've seen a coach that was losing at the hands of Pep turn it around. Like you just know this one is not about the players, it's about the manager.
The
The
manager,
manager
yeah.
just looked at the game, tweaked it, and Pep lost control of the entire game, man. And I don't know, it was crazy. Maybe if they had checked, it would have been different because you can tell they missed like that technical dribbler in the middle to create something. Oscar Bob tried, but it wasn't really effective as much.
Mm.
I think that was
There
one
were,
like
there were a lot of surprises this weekend. If you come to look at the results,
yeah, there were a lot of surprises. Like I expected more from Oscar
like
Bob
a
in the
kid.
game and was done.
Sitting there like a kid.
No,
Man, you really enjoyed this weekend, honestly.
for the City game, I think what's messed them up was the attack. You could see
Mm.
the inexperience because the
Yeah,
thing about Haaland,
exactly.
Haaland thrives off all those like someone creating for him. So like no one was actually creating, and which actually forced Haaland to actually start playing more. I think he had maybe over 10 touches, which is not really a Haaland thing. So
Alan, 8 touches, 4 goals.
exactly.
That's what you
So
expect from Alan.
instead of having more touches, that started dropping deep more because like they just found it so hard to just move it from defense to the attack and from attack to the penalty box.
Mm.
So, well, yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it to be honest. Like Bryson deserved that win.
Awesome. Awesome. So I was happy. I was happy for them.
Mm.
And our surprise results, like Tottenham versus Bournemouth game. But
Oh, wow.
like I said, I said they would concede their first goal.
Yeah.
I was so sure of it.
Yeah.
And Tottenham got cooked, man. If you watch the
Yeah, it
game,
was bad. It was
they
bad.
got
It was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
Oh,
It
it
was
was
bad.
like they just lost.
It was
They
bad.
they had no
It
answer
was
to
bad.
Bournemouth. They had no
It was
answer
bad.
at all.
It was bad. I don't think they had the first shot until like
Send me your best winger. Send me your best winger, bro.
nah.
Spurs.
The two wingers took their turns at him. The two wingers,
Yeah.
Brooks and Semenyo, they took their turns. They took their turns, man. They took their turns.
Finished him.
They were passing my brother. It was bad.
But
It was
that's
bad.
football, man. Football is a humbler, man. Like, it's not even up to a week. What have you done? Send me your best winger. Man, get cooked, bro.
Right.
Get cooked. Honestly, those are the small sparks of joy that I had this weekend. Moving on to
And Man U finally got their
Davis
win.
won, KY. Your best
Sunderland, right? Sunderland, right? It was good. It was good. It was good. It was good. Xhaka, did you see Xhaka?
No, I didn't watch that game. I need to go
the
watch
cross, the
it.
cross.
Nah. Well, no. He got the ball first. Then they played. Then he gave the assist. But like, it was like it was.
That cross is something that you have done in Arsenal before a lot of times.
Yes, now like it was a traditional Xhaka move.
It was nice to see.
Mm.
It was nice to see. Now the relegation dogfight, bro. It was actually a dogfight. I've never expected something like that to in my life. It actually became a dog fight to the extent that at the end of the game, Bruno is getting all whipped up, like, yeah, yeah, man. How are you getting whipped up for Burnley? How, man? What's going on? He was getting all like hype, bumped into someone. The same person that was getting hype bumped into him when they take penalty. He bumped into someone, and that one retaliated, and he's looking at him like he's shocked. But he bumped into him, man.
Yeah.
They actually made that match a dogfight, bro. I feel sorry for Man U fans sometimes, man, because like you will see that result and you want to get happy, but you know that, bro, this is shameful. This is
I really wish they lost the game, though. I really
But
wish they
but to be
lost the game.
honest, I feel like if they took their chances, they could have won. They could have had that
I
game
agree.
finished by first half
I agree.
if they had
I
taken their
agree.
chances.
story of Man U's last 2 seasons, bro.
I
I mean,
agree.
they just got a new striker. They just got Sesko. So like those kind of
Yeah,
problems should not be. You have a new front three, bro. Sesko
He's
will.
not even starting the CS school. He's not even starting
yeah,
the
not even
CS
starting
school,
Yeah,
them.
bro.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
I'm just
starting the
saying,
CS school.
man. Well, congratulations to
but
them. They got
well,
their
to
first
be
win.
honest, for me, I don't think Man U has been as bad as people are making them to be. I feel like they look more solid. It's just because
Yeah,
if you look at the game against Fulham, the first 20 minutes, if they were serious, they would have scored like two goals there in
Yep.
that first half.
bro.
Yep.
Same thing against
What I'll
Burnley.
tell you is, what I'll tell you is, it's not hard to do better than you did when you finish 15th, bro. It's not hard for a team like Man U. They finished 15th last season. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
the mistake that people make is that people are not looking at Man U. They're looking at Man U as far, at least as far back as when Amorim started, right?
but
And
I
then
think
they see that
they're creating more. They're actually
they're creating
creating
more.
more now.
Yeah, they are actually. They are.
Yeah,
They're
They
creating
are.
more, but there are some things that should not be happening to a club like Man U, right? Greensby should not be happening, bro. You don't need a
yeah.
magical. I feel like even without a coach, right? I feel like you should be able to beat Greensby as Man U. These are like
I mean,
people that are
it's easier
magical
said than
footballers.
done. It's easier said than done.
Yeah, but at least let it not be. Even if they will beat you, let it not be a dog fight. Okay, like now you
Yeah.
guys lost to Plymouth, right? You lost to Plymouth, but you
Exactly.
lost on penalties. They
No,
scored
we
on
didn't lose on
penalties.
penalties. Okay,
They
yeah, they
scored
scored
on
us a
almost a
penalty. Yeah,
penalty.
yeah.
Exactly. Smash, grab, defend, go.
But we did. But that
That makes
Plymouth
you
game,
that
we didn't.
makes
We
you
didn't.
look
We didn't
bad.
create anything in that Plymouth. I remember watching that Plymouth. We didn't create
Exactly. That
anything.
makes you mad. Were they in control of you guys? They were not now. They will never have been.
No,
The
they were
Plymouth
not. They
game.
were not. The Plymouth game. They just sat in their low block and defended throughout, and we couldn't
That's what you
break them down.
expect of those kind of games.
Yeah,
No,
but the thing
I
about
don't think
Man
you.
What
U,
it look
I,
like.
I
Sometimes it
think
just
at
look
the end
like
of the day, I think at the end of the day, let's just free them. Let's just free them. It has happened. It has happened. Like, let's just free them. Let's just free them.
but congrats man, they've gotten their win.
yeah.
I'm not happy for them. They've gotten their win. It
I
means
will.
like this kind of
To
game
be
is
honest, I hope that I really hope they didn't win. Not for the wrong reasons. I hope they did not
I want to
win.
hear the right reason. What's the
Just
right reason? Oh, that my
so their manager can be sacked now. So their manager can be sacked, and so they'll get better. So they'll get better now.
I mean, they can get better under the same manager now.
I don't
At
think
some
so,
point.
man. I don't think so. I don't think they play for the manager.
Yeah, I think their defense is still is still very shaky. So
Yes, now.
yeah,
Moving on. The world champions got another win. And guess what they scored from? The
Set
corner.
piece. Again for the
This life.
third game.
This life.
For the
As
third
Arsenal
game.
fan, I feel bad.
For the third game, Vieira has come to the rescue for Chelsea. For the
Chelsea, yeah.
third game.
yeah.
For the
They
third
are
game.
absolutely dreadful, honestly.
For the
They are
third
dreadful.
game. I don't want to say they are dreadful. I don't want to say they are dreadful, but well, you know, like what they say every day for the thief. One day
One day
for
for
the owner.
for sure.
Vieira is going to do something stupid against Chelsea, and it'll probably be in an important game. I hope they remember all this one that Vieira has put forward to them. Because
Fulham really got screwed.
if you look at the free kick against Crystal Palace one for Eze that got turned off for the 1 meter routine,
Mm.
right? It happened in Liverpool's game. They didn't even
That
look
game,
at
that
it.
is never going to happen again.
It's never gonna
I
happen
know,
again.
that's what I want to point out because it happens all the time. It happens every time. Why they remember all of a sudden again when it was in Chelsea's favor? I don't get it. Against West Ham, one of their goals should have been ruled out. I think it was the second goal where they really gained momentum of the game. Should have been ruled out due to a foul. It was soft. VAR has called it. You know that I mean it is what they called for
Mm.
what's it called in the last game for
Hold
Fulham.
on, yeah.
It's exactly what they called for Fulham that they could have called against West Ham. They didn't call it. They got away with it, and now it happened against Fulham. Me, I'm counting enough for Chelsea fans because then I don't want them to. Well, it will happen. Definitely, Vieira will come out and do something stupid.
Exactly. That's the thing about VR. It
They'll
affects
complain.
everybody.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I want to talk about, like real quick, before we move on to the other games, or like just skip past the other games. One game I want to talk about is actually Crystal Palace Aston Villa game. That was a shock.
Yeah, that was a shocker. It was a shocker, man.
Mm.
It was a shocker.
Like,
It was a shocker.
now
I
understand
didn't finish
why
watching
Gal
it.
tell them,
Like
I'll quit. I'll quit if you sell me.
No, he's actually building something in that team. But what
Yeah.
on the street is that what on the street is he's going to leave Crystal Palace, irrespective. He might be
It's going
going. He
to
might be
leave
heading.
because
He might be heading to
Crystal Palace
Manchester
are not
United.
as ambitious as
He might be
he
heading
wants them to
to.
I
be.
don't want him to
Yeah, he
Yeah.
might be heading to Manchester United. No, I don't. I don't see that too. But yeah, I don't want it to.
Well,
go
I
to
think he's a
Manchester
good
United.
coach.
Yeah.
Because he's a good manager. He's a good manager.
Yeah. I don't want him to
Yeah, I mean, for Aston Villa, they've not. I don't think Aston Villa they've not scored any goal this season yet.
I'm definitely taking out Watkins from my FPL.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Bro,
like I watched the game and Watkins was like all his touches were heavy.
Definitely
It's like he
taking him
was
out
just
of the team.
struggling.
I think this might be far fetched. This might be far fetched. But I don't think Watkins has been the same since they blocked to move to Arsenal.
in January,
Yeah,
I don't think he's
yeah.
been the same. I don't think he's been the same.
How about
I don't
West
think
Ham-
he's been the
West Ham
same.
versus Nottingham Forest? Another surprise
Yo,
result.
that was
Yeah.
me. Did you guys see the moment? Did you guys see the moment that this guy Bowen he dribbled through the
Yeah.
half the field and he got into the box and Wilson just shot the ball off his leg. Nah, that was I could have punched him. I could have punched him. He did get angry.
Yeah.
Deservedly
Nah.
so. Because like why would you even do that?
I keep
No.
everybody always punch
Like
Now
he
Wilson
didn't even
is a
like he
clown.
just shot like right where he's a fool.
No, Wilson and
He's a fool.
Yeah,
A dog. He's a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog.
Pick off my guy.
He's a dog. He's a dog.
It was a good weekend for Liverpool fans. It was a good weekend of football all around. Surprise results everywhere. I think my best match was still the Tottenham match. Honestly, I just love watching Tottenham lose.
Yeah.
Then watching Bruno do that thing at the diamond was like, okay, why? Like, relax, play your game.
Calm yourself. Calm yourself. Calm yourself.
Anyways, for this last week, what would you guys say your moment of the week was?
Zobo's free kick.
Yeah, definitely. It has to be.
Zobo's free kick. That's nah. Like that was one of the free kicks where if you're not an Arsenal fan, you are standing on your feet and you're clapping.
Clapping for sure.
Nah, that was
When I saw the goal going, I had this.
when I saw your text and said I felt to come, I wanted to punch your face. Like which game were you watching?
No, let me like I actually had a feeling, but I kept on looking at. You know, I have that thing I look at.
Yeah.
I kept on looking at it. Do you understand?
Guy, I don't nah. Like I was watching with my housemate. Like I was seated here and my housemate was there. We were watching it. When he put the ball down, he turned his back and was like, "Oh, what's he doing? What's he trying to do? There's no way he gets it from there." Like he literally wasn't even watching. Like and the ball went in and it's like, how? Like it was like how?
I think
Wow, so I didn't expect it to shoot direct, but I had a feeling it was a goal coming.
Now, like if he wasn't shooting it direct, like I didn't even think he would shoot it directly. I knew like I just knew like my defense they say like they go handle down. Say if he tries to cross it and they go handle down. So I didn't think anything.
Yeah. Like for me, like when he put the ball down, I think Salah and someone else was around him. And the moment those guys left him alone, I was like, okay, yeah, he's gonna shoot. Because I suppose like can do it. He did it so many times in
Oh
Leipzig,
yeah,
in
I
Salzburg.
think one of the things I think
And
He
about
did
and
it.
Hungary as well.
is
Yeah,
he's
hungry. Like he does it. He has that in his locker. So when
Yeah.
every other person left him alone, I was like, okay, he's gonna try it. But I didn't know it was gonna go in. To be honest, I didn't know it was gonna go in.
okay. I think this actually wraps up our game week 3 review show. But before we go, we know we're heading into the international break,
Mm.
and yeah, but guess what? We actually have content for you. Think about that. There's actually stuff coming out for you. One of the first things that you guys are looking out for is our reaction to the transfer deadline, how each team has strengthened going into this new season. Now that the window is closed, and a lot happened on deadline day, a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, and we're going to
Yeah.
cover that. Also, look forward to our game week 4 preview show, which is going to be happening when the Premier League is back again. There's a lot to look forward to, honestly, and we'll be
Yeah.
updating you every time. But the first thing to look out for is our transfer show. One of the games that's actually happening the next game week is Man U versus Manchester United.
Mm.
That's
Definitely want to look forward to.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Damian, KY, what do you have to say to the people?
Man, never doubt Liverpool. because your striker did something against Pascal Struijk from Leeds does not mean he's going to do the same to Konate. So
I don't know why this is so
lessons
hard to believe.
lessons to be learned.
I don't know why this
Lessons to be learned. Well, no, I mean, to the good week. Always fun recording this, but yeah, the support has been unreal. So keep it up. Mm.
came out about you.
I wanted to add to we'll be doing what's it called a reassessment of season predictions, like what the season's going to turn out. Obviously, transfers have changed the landscape of things. Some things have strengthened, some things have weakened. Like a lot of moving pieces here and there. So we'll be reviewing that and making a review on that. To everyone that watches the tunes in, we see all your messages. Like the amount of messages I got asking, where's the match reaction? Where's the match
Yeah,
reaction?
yeah.
Where's the match reaction? Like I loved it. I loved it a whole lot. So that you guys keep it coming. We enjoy. We love it.
It was
And
horrible for me because I knew we had to shoot it.
now, like it was, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was
Yeah,
fun. It was fun, like knowing that people are actually waiting for it. Even albeit me knowing that it's because we lost.
Yeah.
Even if I knew it's because we lost, I still kind of, like
Go on through the comment section.
I've not yet. Not yet. I haven't.
You know what?
I haven't.
Actually, so an idea that I'm going to like. I think we should start doing is we should actually pick our comments of the week, honestly, because some of these comments are actually very, very helpful.
for sure.
We'll start
We'll
doing
do
that.
that. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, from the preview show. So leave your comments under this video, and we would actually talk about whoever is the comment of the week for this week. We'll talk about that person, and we'll obviously give a reply to your comments.
All right.
Smash a like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a nice day, everyone.
Yeah.